Breaking pitch is high. 2-2. Steve Henderson at second base with nobody out. Fouled it off. It's 2-2. High for a ball. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Elliot Maddox. That's out into center field, and it's going to be in there for a base hit. It's one out by Geronimo. Henderson goes to third and holds. And Cranepool is coming out of the dugout, and Doug Flynn is going back. So Maddox delivered a single to center, and Cranepool is going to come up to bat now for Doug Flynn. Beauclair is over getting a hard hat, presumably to bat for the pitcher who would follow. Ed Cranepool, with an overall average of .255, 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. You're keeping a scorecard for Cincinnati. Junior Kennedy bats first, Ray Knight bats 9th, and Manny Sarmiento bats 3rd in Joe Morgan's place. Runners first and third here, nobody out. Fouled it off and out of play. Henderson is the runner at third. Maddox is the runner at first. Second by Kennedy, play it over to short, on to first for a double play. Henderson scored on the double play that went from Kennedy to Concepcion and on to Dan Dreesen. 2 men are out. Run scored. It is now the Reds 7 and the Mets 5. And it'll be Bruce Beauclair batting for Skip Lockwood. No run batted in for Cranepool. Beauclair is hitting .254. He has 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. That's low for a ball. Presumably it will be Dwight Bernard coming on to pitch for the Mets. Foul ball, out of play. That's a ball. It's 2-1. Lockwood credited with 2/3 of an inning, charged with 1 run on 2 hits, struck out none, and walked 1.
125, 50125.
That's in for a called strike. Paid attendance here tonight, 50,125, standing room only. For the season, 1,458,100. Low and inside for a ball. It's 3-2. Paid crowd of 50,125 on Farmers Night to see the Mets and the Reds. Standing room only. Fouled it off and out of play. Two men out, nobody on base. The Reds 7, the Mets 5. Struck him out. Beauclair goes swinging. Sarmiento strikeout. There was a run on 2 hits. There was an error and none left. And in the middle of the 8th inning, the score is the Reds 7 and the Mets 5. And now a word from Chevrolet.
My new Chevy Monza wagon has more cargo room than any American sedan.
Marvin?
Even with the back seat up. And Monza is priced lower than any wagon sold in America.
Marvin?
Monza wagon has an impressive EPA mileage rating. 34 highway, 24 city. It has standard bucket seats. I want to marry your daughter in white striped tires. Sir?
Oh, Marvin, he likes you.
Ed Craneville is in the ballgame in right field now. Lenny Randall moves over from third to second base. Elliot Maddox goes from right field to third base. And Dwight Bernard will come in to do the pitching. He is making his 5th appearance since coming up from Tidewater. His record is no wins and no losses. Here last night he went 2 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. Dwight Bernard. Dave Concepcion comes up to lead it off for the Reds now as they've had in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hit into a forced play, grounded out, and hit into a double play. The Reds have 7 runs, 10 hits. The Mets have 5 runs, 13 hits. There is a drive into center, and Mazzilli gets over to cut it off on 1 hop on the live surface to hold Concepcion to a single. And that will bring up Cesar Geronimo, who has walked, flied to right, and grounded out pitcher to first. Montreal's leading Houston 7-0 in the 7th inning. Oscar Zamora is in the ballgame for Houston. Woody Fryman still there for Montreal. That's high for a ball. Atlanta's leading the Phillies 3-0 in the 7th. Brewster against Garber, both in relief. Go to first, not in time. Earlier, the Dodgers beat the Cardinals 2-1. The Giants beat Pittsburgh 6-5. Cubs beat San Diego 3-1. National League play. Kansas City 5, the Yankees nothing in the 5th inning. Sparky Lyle now in relief of Figueroa. Foul ball, out of play. Baltimore beat Texas 8-7 in the first game. The Red Sox beat Minnesota 5-4. Milwaukee's leading Chicago 2-0 in the 4th. Oakland beat Toronto 3-2. Detroit and California later. Cleveland and Seattle later. fouled it off and out of play. Go to first is not in time. Cincinnati started play today in a second-place tie with the Dodgers, 3 games back of the Giants. Both the Giants and Dodgers have won. On the way, 2-2. Mets started a game and a half ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals, who have lost. Safely at first. Dave Concepcion diving back in. Again. Runner goes. The base hit to left. Concepcion's on his way to third. Henderson up. This throw goes to second base. Geronimo delivered. The base hit to left field with a runner going. There are runners at first and third. Ray Knight is coming up. He's batting number 9 in the order. Ray Knight. Hitting 156 for the year. 1 homer and 3 runs batted in. The Reds are leading 7-5. There's nobody out, and they have runners at first and third. That's a ball. Montañez and Bernard. Down to Montañez. Montañez at first base took it quickly, and the double play unassisted. 2 men out. Runner still holding at third. Concepcion, and that will bring up Junior Kennedy.
Looking at it again, it's a routine play after it's caught. Ball hit so hard that there was no chance for the runner at third base to be off the bag, so there was no chance for the triple play.
Kennedy up for his first time. Hitting .210 with 4 runs batted in. Ground ball to short. Foley is up with it. Plays to first, and the Cincinnati Reds do not score after threatening. They had 2 hits, and they left 1. And at the end of 8, the score is the Reds 7 and the Mets 5. Now a word from United Airlines.
United we fly.
This summer, you can fly.
United we fly.
With the airline that gives you up to 50% off to more of this great land than anyone.
In the sky, 50,000 strong, we're gonna see us satisfied.
With up to 50% off, United can make this summer your brightest yet. We built the largest airline in the free world around you.
Fly the friendly skies.
Your Ford is coming. Your Plymouth is coming. Your Chevy, your Datsun, your Volkswagen, your car is coming. Get it with a manufacturer's Hanover any car loan. We'll even reserve your money for 90 days while you shop around for the best deal. New, used, sporty or sensible, any car. Get it with an any car loan from manufacturer's Hanover. It's banking the way you want it to be.
Be sure to watch the Cosmos play the Philadelphia Fury immediately following Mets baseball.
The Mets will come up here now in the 9th inning, trailing by 2 runs, and they'll have Lenny Randall to lead it off. Bluffs the bunt, takes the pitch low, and it's ball 1. Fouled it off and out of play, 1-1. That's outside for a ball. In the air to deep right, and going back is Ken Griffey, and he's there. Randall with a long fly ball to right is the first out, and that brings up Tim Foley. In the air to left field, and George Foster is coming over, and Foley has flied to Foster. 2 away, and quickly the Mets are down to their last out as Lee Mazzilli is coming up. Mazzilli has gone 2 for 4. Tom Hume against Kevin Coble here tomorrow afternoon, and we'll be on the air at 2 p.m. New York time with the final game of the series. A bunt that is foul by Lee Mazzilli, trying to bunt his way on. Reds are leading 7-5. The Mets are batting in the 9th inning. Two men out with nobody on base. Sarmiento working on a save here. Dave Tomlin is the pitcher of record. Swinging a high fly ball. Coming in is Geronimo and Foster, and Geronimo makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Let's go out on 3 fly balls in the top of the 9th inning. Nothing across. We'll be back in a moment with the final summary and totals. Right now, the final score of the game is the Reds 7 and the Mets 5. Now a word from United Airlines.
To me, flying is one of life's great pleasures. It satisfies a certain thirst, and it builds up another, a more than one beer thirst, a Schaefer thirst. Schaefer always gives me what I want from a beer, a crisp, smooth taste that's always satisfying. Beer after Schaefer beer.
Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Well, it was a baseball game played on Saturday night in Cincinnati before a full house of more than 50,000. It had just about everything in it. New York Mets took an early lead when they got 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and Craig Swan seemed to be coasting along pretty well. He gave up a run in the 2nd inning, but then Dave Collins hit a line shot back to the mound in the 5th inning. It was off the bare pitching hand of Craig Swan. He had to go out of the ball game. He was taken to the hospital for x-rays, the result of which we do not yet know. From then on, the Met fortunes did not seem to fare as well, as Swan was followed by Siebert and Murray and Lockwood and Bernard, and Murray was the losing pitcher in tonight's ball game, as the Cincinnati Reds had a big inning in the 7th when they got 4. They had Murray in there. He was relieved by Lockwood, and they took the lead, and they managed to hold it, although the Mets did get one subsequent run. So the New York Mets were defeated, and the Cincinnati Reds have taken a one-game lead in the series. The Reds stay tied with the Dodgers in second place, and they both are 3 games back of the division-leading Giants in the West. The Mets stay 1.5 games ahead of the St. Louis Cardinals in the Eastern Division. Here are the final totals. For Cincinnati, 7 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. For the Mets, 5 runs on 13 hits and no errors. Dave Tomlin, the winner, he's 1-0. Dale Murray is the loser, he's 4-4, and Manny Sarmiento gets a save, his second of the season. In the Schaefer Met Player of the Year competition, Elliot Maddox gets 4 points for 3 hits and a run batted in. Craig Swan gets 4 for 5 innings in which he gave up only 1 run. And Steve Henderson gets 2 for 2 base hits in the ball game. We invite you to stay tuned for soccer coming up. The New York Cosmos and the Philadelphia Fury following the completion of this telecast. So again, here are the final totals for Cincinnati: 7-12-1. For the Mets, 5-13-0. Again, the final score: Cincinnati 7 and the New York Mets 5. The participating advertisers in New York's baseball are the F&M Schaefer Brewing Company. Schaefer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one. Manufacturers Hanover. All banks aren't the same, but Manufacturers Hanover, it's banking the way you want it to be. And by Chevrolet, your neighborhood Chevrolet dealers who are serving up a fresh new slice of apple pie. The new size, quick size, mid-size Malibu. Until tomorrow, when we'll be on again from here in Cincinnati with the Mets and the Reds at 2 p.m., speaking for Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner, this is Lindsay Nelson saying so long. Tonight's game was produced for the Channel 9 Sports Department. The announcers on the preceding telecast are approved and contracted for by the Metropolitan Baseball Club, Incorporated.
See the Mets in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 when they again meet the Cincinnati Reds. Now stay tuned for soccer as the champion Cosmos take on the Philadelphia Fury next on Channel 9.